How to talk about personality types. Teaser preview. What word best describes your personality if you are interested solely in your own welfare, constantly talk about yourself, dedicate your life to helping others, turn your mind inward, turn your mind outward, hate humanity, hate women, hate marriage, lead a lonely, austere existence? Session 1. Every human being is, in one way or another, unique. Everyone's personality is determined by a combination of genetic and environmental factors. Let us examine 10 personality types, one of which might by chance be your very own, that result from the way culture, growth, family background, and environment interact with heredity. And, of course, we begin not with the words, but with the ideas. Ideas, me first. Your attitude to life is simple, direct, and above board. Every decision you make is based on the answer to one question: what's in it for me? If your selfishness, greed, and ruthless desire for self-advancement hurt other people, that's too bad. This is a tough world, pal, dog eat dog and all that, and I, for one, am not going to be left behind. An egoist, the height of conceit. Now let's see, have you heard about all the money I'm making? Did I tell you about my latest amorous conquest? Let me give you my opinion, I know, because I'm an expert at practically everything. You are boastful to the point of being obnoxious. You have only one string to your conversational violin, namely, yourself. And on it you play a number of monotonous variations. What you think, what you have done, how good you are, how you would solve the problems of the world, etc., ad nauseum. An egotist, let me help you. You have discovered the secret of true happiness, concerning yourself with the welfare of others. Never mind your own interests. How's the next fellow getting along? An altruist. Leave me alone. Like a biochemist studying a colony of bacteria under the microscope, you minutely examine your every thought, feeling, and action, probing futile questions like, what do other people think of me? How do I look? And, maybe I shouldn't have said that? Are your constant nagging companions, for you are unable to realize that other people do not spend as much time and energy analyzing you as you think. You may seem unsocial, yet your greatest desire is to be liked and accepted. You may be shy and quiet, you are often moody and unhappy, and you prefer solitude or at most the company of one person to a crowd. You have an aptitude for creative work and are uncomfortable engaging in activities that require cooperation with other people. You may even be a genius or eventually turn into one. An introvert. Let's do it together. You would be great as a teacher, counselor, administrator, insurance agent. You can always become interested, sincerely, vitally interested, in other people's problems. You're the life of the party because you never worry about the effect of your actions, never inhibit yourself with doubts about dignity or propriety. You are usually happy, generally full of high spirits. You love to be with people, lots of people. Your thoughts, your interests, your whole personality are turned outward. An extrovert. Neither extreme. You have both introverted and extroverted tendencies at different times and on different occasions. Your interests are turned, in about equal proportions, both inward and outward. Indeed, you're quite normal, in the sense that your personality is like that of most people. An ambivert. People are no damn good. Cynical, embittered, suspicious, you hate everyone. Especially, but never to be admitted yourself. The perfectibility of the human race? Nonsense, no way. The stupidity, the meanness, and the crookedness of most mortals. Most? Probably all. That is your favorite theme. A misanthrope. Women are no damn good. Sometime in your dim past, you were crossed, scorned, or deeply wounded by a woman, a mother, or mother figure, perhaps? So now you have a carefully constructed defense against further hurt. You hate all women. A misogynist. Marriage is an institution, and who wants to live in an institution? You will not make the ultimate legal commitment. Members of the opposite sex are great as lovers, roommates, apartment or house sharers, but not as lawfully wedded spouses. The ties that bind are too binding for you. You may possibly believe, and possibly for yourself, be right. That a commitment is deeper and more meaningful if freedom is available without judicial proceedings. A misogynist. That the flesh is heir to self-denial, austerity, lonely contemplation. These are the characteristics of the good life, so you claim. The simplest food and the least amount of it that will keep body and soul together, combined with abstinence from fleshly, earthly pleasures, will eventually lead to spiritual perfection. That is your philosophy. An ascetic, using the words. You have been introduced to 10 valuable words, but in each case, as you have noticed, you have first considered the ideas that these words represent. Now say the words. Each one is respelled phonetically, so that you will be sure to pronounce it correctly. Say each word aloud. This is the first important step to complete mastery. As you hear a word in your own voice, think of its meaning. Are you quite clear about it? If not, reinforce your learning by rereading the explanatory paragraph or paragraphs. Can you pronounce the words? Parvi Egoist, second Egotist, third Altruist, 4 Introvert, 5th Extrovert, 6 Ambivert, 7th Misanthrope, 8th Misogynist, 9th Misogynist, 10th Ascetic. Can you work with the words? You have taken 2 long steps toward mastery of the expressive words in this chapter. You have thought about the ideas behind them, and you have said them aloud. For your third step, match each personality with the appropriate characteristic, action, or attitude. A. Turns thoughts inward. B. Hates marriage. C. Talks about accomplishments. D. Hates people. E. Does not pursue pleasures of the flesh. F. Is interested in the welfare of others. G. Believes in self-advancement. H. Turns thoughts both inward and outward. I. Hates women. J. Turns thoughts outward. Do you understand the words? Now that you are becoming more and more involved in these 10 words, find out if they can make an immediate appeal to your understanding. Here are 10 questions. Can you indicate, quickly, and without reference to any previous definitions, whether the correct answer to each of these questions is yes or no? 1. Is an egoist selfish? 2. Is modesty one of the characteristics of the egotist? 3. Is an altruist selfish? 4. Does an introvert pay much attention to himself? 5. Does an extrovert prefer solitude to companionship? Yes or no? 6. Are most normal people ambiverts? Yes or no? 7. Does a misanthrope like people? 8. Does a misogynist enjoy the company of women? 9. Does an ascetic lead a life of luxury? 10. Does a misogamist try to avoid marriage? Can you recall the words? You have thus far reinforced your learning by saying the words aloud, by matching them to their definitions, and by responding to meaning when they were used in context. Can you recall each word now without further reference to previous material, and can you spell it correctly? 1. Who lives a lonely, austere life? 2. Whose interests are turned outward? 3. Who is supremely selfish? 4. Who hates people? 5. Whose interests are turned both inward and outward? 6. Who is incredibly conceited? 7. Who is more interested in the welfare of others than in his own? 8. Who hates women? 9. Whose interests are turned inward? 10. Who hates marriage?